And welcome back to The Cave with Janet, Rich, and myself. We are talking about thought leadership, the buzziest buzzword ever.
Buzzed.
Yeah, every brand wants to be a thought leader in their industry, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the difference between being a thought leader and an influencer?
I think if we're using today's language, typically thought leaders are people that are experts in a industry. They have a certain amount of expertise in a category, and they are pushing that industry or category forward. They are contributing.
They're doing something new,
Yeah,
creating new thought.
creating new thought.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
They are leading through thought. Yes.
And an influencer is just someone, popular person who has influence that can, influence people into doing certain things. So like maybe Will Smith selling me a pair of running shoes. You know, I would maybe buy it because Will Smith wears them. I wouldn't, but someone would.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is he a runner?
No, that's my point.
Oh.
He's not a runner, but he's an influencer. He can influence people to do things. Bruce Fordyce selling me running shoes or talking about running shoes and me buying shoes because he said he's more of a thought leader, I would say. He's actually proven himself in a niche and that's why we trust him. And I think that's the difference between an influencer and a thought leader.
Okay.
I think also, one more thing just to add to that, Rich, is that in today's sort of like marketing landscape, a influencer is typically someone that's brought into the brand to help build this audience that the brand has by pulling in that influencer's following.
Yeah.
So we might, let's say we are a running shoe brand, to continue that example, we would go to Bruce and we would say, hey, this is who we are and we believe we'd be a good match and your audience is probably also our audience and would you collaborate with us in promoting this new shoe?
Yeah.
So that would be how we would typically use an influencer.
He would be a very relevant influencer for that
Yes.
because he is a thought leader in that field. You could similarly take your running shoe to Will Smith and say, wear these.
Yes, that's not the point I'm making though. What I'm saying is that
the brand can't be an influencer, but they can be a thought leader.
yes. And what I'm saying also is that as a business, when you have a lot of experts within that business, you don't have to be a famous person and you are a thought leader by pushing that industry or that space forward. And thought leadership is typically more of a sort of B2B kind of a scenario where influencers are kind of more in the B2C space. So we utilize them to promote products or to, sell restaurants and coffee shops and that kind of thing. I think they're just kind of, they're different and would be utilized in different ways. And you can have thought leadership and influencer use as part of your strategy.
Yeah.
And they're separate.
And I mean, we've got to get away from thinking of thought leadership as self-promotion in the sense of I go do a TED talk every 5 minutes and it's all about me and it's all about that. We're talking about corporate thought leadership.
Yeah.
So really being a leader in your space
has to happen first.
Yes. You can't make that up.
Yeah.
No.
It's got to be super genuine. Like
Yes.
you really can add to this industry.
What's super important is that you have to be able to back it up. So thought leadership in its very existence is about being able to show that you are a leader in a particular field through the expertise you have generated over a period of time.
Okay.
So if you haven't done that, thought leadership is maybe something you can strive towards, but it's not going to be something you can implement tomorrow.
So why do it? Why should a brand want to be a thought leader in their space?
Well, because when you are the expert, people will choose you over the competitor.
Aha. So it's more about jockeying for position in the industry, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I would say that's fair to say. I feel like if you are working to be the best in a particular space, you're doing that so that you can get the best clients.
Yeah.
And
then
charge whatever for your services.
Yeah.
So there's good reason to be the leader.
Yeah. And then influencing is you taking advantage of your influence over a certain audience to sell a product.
I would say more the size of your audience. Yeah.
Whatever your audience is.
But I mean, but can a brand be a thought leader? Give me an example of some thought leader brands. I know individuals that are thought leaders and they work for companies.
Yeah, so I think that's more it, right?
Yeah.
Is
transfer of trust.
Except the way you can use thought leadership for a brand without it being an individual for your company is in hosting thought leaders.
Yeah.
So if you think about an investment bank or somebody, they're doing a conference, they best bring in a keynote speaker who's a thought leader, right? You're taking advantage of thought leadership and attaching it to your brand by association.
Yes.
So I think that's the way you can use thought leadership without having to be the thought leader yourself.
A business can be a thought leader. I guess grammatically maybe it doesn't make sense, but if a business is seen to be the most knowledgeable in that particular industry, then people will gravitate towards using them because they are the best, they are the experts.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing it or working towards it.
I've experienced that in a sense when you work for a big, beautiful brand and you leave and you go to a small little boutique company, you lose the credibility.
Yeah.
Even though you're the same person.
Yes.
Because the brand held the
association.
Which is actually, now that we're talking about it, super weird. But that's the power of it, right?
Yes.
That's why they want to use thought leadership.
Yes. So I think thought leadership as a strategy for business is fantastic and certainly something that we would recommend. But it's always about how you're going to do that, and do you have the chops to actually make those stipulations? Does the expertise already exist within the business? And that will be obviously with its people.
Yeah.
And if it does, then a business can build that up and, attach other influential people, other thought leaders into that will, develop their credibility by association.
Okay, so we now know the difference and we kind of know why brands want to do it. I'm a business. I'm a small business. Even though I'm a small guy, thought leadership an option for me to get credibility in my target market?
Yes.
How do I go about doing it?
Yes. You have to produce content. Okay, so you have to showcase your expertise. So you can write a white paper. You can produce a case study for how you have done some amazing piece of work for another customer. You have to show examples. You have to show your associations through council memberships, through awards. You have to showcase all of the things that you have done that prove that you are a leader in that space, and producing content through blog articles, podcast episodes are the ways that you can actually then showcase what you are able to do and what you can share, and then putting that on all the relevant platforms.
Yeah, and I think specifically with podcasts and stuff like that, what really helps is filming content that's easily quotable or shareable, coming up with your own frameworks or metaphors or something like that people can utilize to sort of, that's people start just using your language because you've explained something really well or something like that. I think that's a real win. And you can do that sort of thing on podcasts, especially when those kind of really quotable metaphors you've come up with or something like that like my classic Will Smith one earlier. I'm pretty sure that's going to go.
Totally viral.
Even though 2/3 of the people at this table didn't bite, but I still think it's got legs.
It's got legs.
Yeah.
But I suppose taking your shoe analogy a bit further, someone like Phil.
Yes, let's take it further and flog it.
The guy that started Nike.
Yeah.
Now he was a thought leader. He changed the industry. He changed how shoes are made today. That's thought leadership, right?
And then you got the thought leader, Michael Jordan, to wear the shoes.
No, I think that was an endorsement. It's kind of like
Was he an ambassador though?
Oh, that's
Michael Jordan.
but
I'm just being facetious.
He didn't get Will Smith.
He didn't get Will Smith. Yeah.
He
Okay,
did get Tiger Woods though. Yeah.
guys, we digress.
Okay. So, any closing thoughts on thought leadership?
I think that if you have a niche and you're good in your niche, it is a good strategy.
No matter how big the business.
No matter how big the business. Because, you can be a business that's in a sort of medium kind of size space, and there's bigger businesses above you, but maybe you aren't looking for those customers. You're looking for the customer that is right for you and your size business at that moment. But you can still showcase yourself as being better than the other guys in the same tier as you.
Surely that's just the goal. I mean, why do it at all? I mean, it's like no one sets out to create mediocre content that adds no value to anybody. So, I think
that's happening though.
Maybe it happens without. I mean, you don't want that. It might happen though.
Yeah. I guess the difference though is if you are being strategic and intentional about thought leadership as part of your marketing strategy.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's about you have to be intentional about the content creation side of things.
Yeah.
And that is what differentiates a thought leader is they are producing content that showcases their expertise and their knowledge, and they're putting it out there and they are sharing it. Mm. It's not gate kept. It's not sold. It's here I am sharing my knowledge.
Okay. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Rich. And let us know what you think it takes to be a thought leader and how it can help your business. See you next time. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.